different. How do you build off of that? Like, does that help? The high of a last second win. Just can you build off that for this trip?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think the guys rallied up in spirit, and I think after that win, definitely built some confidence for us, and it's just been a lot of great vibes. We had two great days of practice, so guys been going at it, trying to get better. So I think we just carried the momentum into this game.
How many ticket requests do you have for tomorrow?
I kept it minimum like the usual, so it's probably about 12. So I'll have to work up my way to get them tickets. And the people that didn't make it can't make it.
How have you noticed this team handling opportunities when minutes arise? I mean, you could be in that situation if Joel doesn't go on the trip. I mean, there's guys like Luau now, Nick with Sergio out. What type of approach is the team taking to it?
Just stepping up. When the opportunity's there. I see. Timmy has had a great past week. I've seen some real games with him. With his inside and outside game of even being able to stretch the floor. So I think guys are really stepping into the opportunity. Even Nick when he plays the point guard position. So I think they know injuries are part of the game. So it's just another opportunity to go showcase.
What did you and Hollis been here the longest? What did he bring to the team? Maybe inside the locker room more than anything else.
Man, yeah, Hollis was a great teammate. I think he was like more the spirit, and he was the spirit of the team. He was just the jokester that made everybody laugh, and it's definitely tough to see him go, but recognize this NBA is a business, and that's how it's always ran. So I wish him the best, wherever he sees next.
Nerlens, you've been in the league for a little while now, but what does it mean to you when you get to go back to your hometown and play?
I try to treat it like any other game, but it's really not because, everybody talks about it, so I got to think about it a little more. But, I just go in there with the same mentality that I want to play my game, just run the floor and, try to even, play even harder and play with more of even chip on my shoulder.
What do you remember about Boston basketball growing up there? Because you were growing up with those championship teams.
Yeah, and I grew up with, like, Telefair, Gerald Green. Then, when Rondo and KG, Ray, Paul came, then that was the evolution, of the Boston, Celtics. So, I think there's a lot of spirit there, just like there is here. They're real competitive and, they're, real dedicated fans.
Just one more about Hollis. Just like how much work did he put in behind the scenes? I mean, there's, some guys are lottery picks, and then he was an undrafted guy. What did you see from how much work he put in?
Hollis was a worker, he's a real intelligent kid that, was able to, help himself, with putting himself in, great situations. Just, he stayed after, he's one of the guys that was always, leaving the gym late and, coming back and getting shots. So I think, he can be, a good player for any team in this league and, be able to stretch the floor. So I think, he's definitely one of the best teammates I've had.
You're now kind of the last guy left from the beginning of that point. When we think back about it, it was you and Hollis, so now it's just you. What do you think about that?
I see it as survival of the fittest. I don't know. Honestly, it's just how it is right now. I think with all the guys that have came through, they've obviously in better places. Mike in Chicago, he's playing well over there. ET. So I think as time goes along, I just continue to work.